All right, let's talk about something that sounds almost too good to be true in the crypto world, cloud mining. The idea is simple, right? Get all the rewards of mining crypto, but without any of the headaches. But here's the big question. Is it a genuine shortcut to riches, or is it a super risky bet? Well, we're going to dig in and find out.
I mean, think about it. You want to get into crypto mining, but the thought of all that expensive, super loud hardware running in your house, driving up your electricity bill, that's a lot, right? It's a huge turnoff for most of us. So, what if you could just get rid of all that hassle?
And that question, that what if, leads us right here. We're talking about mining without the machine. This is where we're going to unpack the whole idea behind how you can get in on the mining action from literally anywhere without ever having to plug in a single cable.
So what exactly is cloud mining? Honestly, the concept is pretty straightforward. Instead of you going out and buying all this crazy expensive equipment, you're basically just renting computing power from a giant data center somewhere else in the world. They handle all the hardware, the setup, the maintenance, and you just pay them to borrow a piece of their power.
Yeah, this is a perfect way to think about it. It's like you want to mine for gold, or, Bitcoin in our case, but you don't want to buy the mine, the pickaxes, the helmets, the whole shebang. Nope, you just want to rent the best, most powerful digital pickaxe you can find and get to work. Someone else owns the mine, you just rent the tool. Okay, so what are you actually renting? The thing you're paying for is called hash rate, and that's a super important term here. Hash rate is just the speed, the raw power of your mining operation. You can think of it as the horsepower of your digital pickaxe. The more hash rate you rent, and it's measured in something called terahashes per second, the faster you can mine and the better your chances are of actually earning some crypto. So when you put it all together like that, you can totally see why this is so appealing, right? It's the sheer simplicity of it all. It feels like it takes away every single obstacle that's been stopping people from getting into crypto mining. And the perks, man, they look great on paper. First off, you're not shelling out thousands of dollars for hardware. No technical setup, no maintenance headaches. You don't have to worry about your electricity bill going through the roof. And forget about the constant noise and heat. It's basically pitched as the easiest, most accessible entry point for any beginner who wants to get started.
Okay, so far it sounds pretty amazing. But, and you knew there was a but coming, right? This convenience, it comes at a cost, and a pretty steep one at that. Now we got to look at the hidden risks, the stuff that's not in the flashy ads.
And let's just start with the biggest, scariest one of them all, scams. This isn't just a small risk, it's a huge problem in the cloud mining world. Think about it. You never actually see the mining rigs. You're just trusting they exist. So it's incredibly easy for a shady company to just take your money, show you a fake dashboard, and not actually be doing any mining at all. Some are just straight up Ponzi schemes.
All right, so even if you find a legit company, you're still facing some major downsides. Those service fees, they can really eat into your profits. Sometimes you would have made more money just buying the crypto directly. And remember, you don't own the hardware. You can't sell it when you're done. Plus, you're completely dependent on that company. If they go out of business, poof, your investment could be gone just like that.
So this really breaks it all down, doesn't it? It's a classic trade-off. If you mine yourself, yeah, you're responsible for everything. Buying the gear, paying the electric bill, fixing it when it breaks. But you have total control and you keep all the rewards. With cloud mining, you pass off all that responsibility. But you're also giving up control and settling for a smaller piece of the pie. Okay, so we've laid out some pretty serious warnings. But if, after hearing all that, you're still curious and want to check it out, then you absolutely have to know the right way to approach it. Let's walk through the steps, because getting started is the most critical part.
On the surface, the process looks super easy. You find a provider, create an account, do that whole identity check thing, that's the KYC part. Then you just pick a mining plan, pay up, and watch your little dashboard. But listen, and I'm going to say this again, that first step, research, is everything. Everything. It's the only thing standing between you and a potential scam. You have to do your homework.
So when you're looking at these mining contracts, they're really made up of three main parts. First, how much power, how much hash rate are you actually renting? Second, how long is this contract for? A year, 2 years? And third, what coin are you actually mining? Bitcoin, something else? All three of these things are going to totally change how things could play out for you. And here's a super important detail you can't forget. The cloud mining company isn't your bank. They don't hold your crypto. You need your own personal crypto wallet, and you have to give them the address for it. That's where they'll send any rewards you earn. So please double check that you're giving them the right address for the right coin.
All right, so there you have it. We've seen the good side, the bad side, and the frankly pretty ugly side of cloud mining. At the end of the day, it really just comes down to a personal calculation for you. It's a balancing act.
Look, the core trade-off here is crystal clear. You are swapping potential profit and control for convenience. That's it. You're paying a premium so you don't have to do the hard work yourself. It's the promise of getting into mining with just a few clicks, but that simplicity definitely comes with a price tag.
And that brings us to the one last question that really only you can answer. When you factor in the very real risk of scams and the guaranteed lower returns, is all that convenience really worth it? Something to think about. Thanks for tuning in.